decades later, I have a row of these, but now 150 from one publisher. It makes quite an impressive array. And I pulled one off the shelf wondering, what the hell is this one about? And I opened it and I read about 3 paragraphs. I know what my style is like.
Yes,
I've written a lot of books. I know what I sound like. This didn't sound like me. I said, this must be the one.
yeah.
And I know which one it is, but I've never told.
I had a funny thing the other day in Orange, in Southern California. Lynn Monroe, I'm sure you know, came to the signing, and he brought 2 copies of a magazine, Dapper magazine from 1967. And he said, there's a story of yours in here. He said, I brought 2 copies because I thought you might not have this, because I noticed you haven't posted the story anywhere. And I published, all of my early short stories, collected one way or another. And I looked at it, and I didn't think I'd written it. I didn't remember the title or the story. It was there, big as life, with my byline on it. And I thought, I don't think this is mine. Because one thing I certainly knew was that I'd never sold anything to Dapper. I'd never seen a copy of Dapper, and I sure as hell never got paid by anything called Dapper. And he said, well, take it, and you can see it. And I took it back to the hotel, and that night I had a chance to read it carefully. And it's my story. The same as you said, you can tell certain things. And more to the point, you can tell the ones you haven't written. And there wasn't a line in there that couldn't have been mine, and there were certain things that felt like my phrasing. And there was a twist at the end that rang a kind of a muted bell. And I must have written this at one time or another. It was probably still in Scott Meredith's files when, there was Joe trying to sell it when I parted company with them. And it would have been several years later when they did sell it to Dapper. And if Dapper paid, I think that's where it stayed.
No, they might have paid you, just never told you who he sold it to. But
no, they didn't send me any. There
for...
were no checks that kept coming in like that. No, not.
One of the delightful things about careers as long as ours have been, and we both got 50 years or more behind us now, reading your own stuff as though for the first time. Because it's so far away, I mean, you do recognize your turn of phrase, but not the story itself.
Sometimes you can forget the story. I can't recall another time when I didn't have any recollection of the story.
Well, I've been reading a lot of my old stuff lately. Charles, our guy, our case.
Yes.